Good evening. In today's video, I want to talk about the HV-MTL Forge game, which is being released today. So I went through the entire website. There was a huge amount of information. I crawled through everything and want to summarize it all, the most important points in regards to this game. In today's video, I also listened to the Twitter Spaces and extracted some pieces of alpha that most people probably don't even know about. So without further ado, let's just dive straight into what the hell this game actually is. So the TLDR on what this game is, it's a mix between a pet game and a casual world builder. So I didn't know what either of that meant before looking it up today, but what a pet game is actually exactly what it sounds like. So you're looking after a pet, and the pet in this case is your heavy metal. So what you're going to be doing is looking after your heavy metal. It's going to do everything that a pet does, including shitting all over your forge, but you're gonna have to make it sleep, you're gonna have to probably make it eat, gonna have to pet it, and just look after it in general. And the better you look after it, the better stuff you're gonna get, the better energy, the better activations. And the casual world builder part, that's also exactly what it sounds like. So the world that you're going to be building in this case is your forge. So what you want to do is make your forge look as nice as possible, and you want people to go vote on your forge, and it's a very casual game. So the thing I like about this, it's completely different to Dookie Dash. It's a lot more casual. You're not going to have to hire pro gamers to come on to borrow your Dookie Dash pass to actually play for you and try and get a high score for you. I think it's going to be, it seems quite complicated, but I think it's going to be a lot more simple. It's more of a, to me it seems like more of a kiddies game that's kind of like a farm build, just not a, like, I'm sure people are going to get over involved in the metas and the different strategies you can do, but for me, I think you just want to keep it simple. Try and make your forge look nice, look after your heavy metal. I don't think it's going to be crazy difficult and stressed out trying to get a high score in this game. So I think it's going to be a lot less stressful than the Dookie Dash, which is nice. Obviously the Dookie Dash was great fun, but it was kind of annoying that everyone who got a high score just paid for their high score with professional gamers. I think this isn't going to happen in this game. Essentially, the entire point of this game is to evolve your heavy metal. So right now it's at evolution 1. So we started out as a Dookie Dash pass. We got these little boxes. These little boxes evolved into the little characters that we have now. This is like the prepubescent mech. Now we have to get it to evolution 2, where it becomes a teenager, and you can do that by collecting 3 amps. So there's 3 seasons, and you want to collect 1 amp per season. And the better your amp is, the better. So how do we go ahead and make our forge look nice? Because we want to get as many votes as possible on our forge. So what you can do, you get a certain amount of energy every day. Your heavy metal gets a certain amount of energy, and with that energy, you can place tiles on your forge. So once you place a tile, you can't move it, but you can rotate it. You can put stuff on top of your tile. There's different aesthetic things that you can do on your forge to make it look nice. Now, if you want to speed up this process, like, there's only a certain amount of energy you get, and if you want to speed up this process, there's a few things you can do. You can go ahead and buy gears for your heavy metal, and this allows you to place more tiles and do more activity. The other thing you can do to increase the amount or increase the speed at which you can edit your forge or improve your forge is by keeping your heavy metal happy, like we talked about. And if you don't keep it happy, there's always the possibility that it's going to take a dump all over your forge. So you don't want that to happen. But the other thing you can do in regards to doing number 2s is, if you visit other people's forges, you can also let your sphincter loose on other people's forges if you don't like their forge or if you don't like them. So for every heavy metal that you get 1 vote per day. So if you have multiple heavy metals, I'd say a lot of people are just going to vote on their other heavy metals that they have. So you can just vote, like, say you have 2 heavy metals, you can get this one to vote for this one and this one to vote for this one. So each heavy metal has its own forge. So if you have 100 heavy metals, you're probably at a disadvantage because you have 100 different forges to look after. Nevertheless, we're essentially doing interior design, making our forges look nice for people to vote on. And if you like this video, if you like my channel, which I'm sure you fucking love it. Make sure you vote on my forges. I'll probably link them in the description when the game is 100% live. That would be appreciated, but don't have to. No. You don't have to, but that does encourage it. Like I'm not an influencer whatsoever, but big gamers, big influencers, to tell people about their game or tell people about this game and encourage them to vote on their forge. So it is kind of a good feedback loop, this whole voting mechanism. The other kind of feedback loop in regards to that is that if you share your forge on Twitter, so there's going to be an easy share button. If that post gets 20 likes, which hopefully it does, you get a free bonus item. Now that's not the same as a vote, but it's just some sort of bonus item which will help you in the game. And again, that's going to encourage people to be talking about the game, to be sharing it on Twitter. So you are being quite smart here, trying to get people really talking about the game as much as possible. And I put out this tweet recently, I managed to scoop up a heavy metal a couple of days ago for 0.65 ETH, and at these prices, like, people are going to be putting effort into improving their heavy metal. So once you put effort into improving your heavy metal, I think unless it's become a really nice heavy metal, you're probably unlikely to sell it. Like, unless it's become worth a lot of money, you're less likely to sell it if you've put in time and effort into this heavy metal. So buying heavy metal right now as the game is just starting could, obviously not financial advice, but could be a good strategy. And I think this game is looking like it's going to be a hit, or it's going to be a pretty cool and interesting game. And especially after that whole Azuki fiasco, for anyone who is following that, like, Yuga have just shown that they're miles ahead of the competition. Like, Azuki was kind of the number 2 project, if you're not including CryptoPunks, but Azuki was definitely the number 2 collection and completely missed the ball with their last drop. So it kind of makes Yuga look better. So maybe some people will be more likely to get more involved in Yuga now. The other thing you can do to improve the aesthetics of your forge is, if you own an ape, or if you own a mutant, or if you own a Bored Ape Kennel Club, you're going to be able to get some exclusive aesthetic thing. I'm not sure exactly what it is yet, but it's going to help you stand out from the crowd. Like, people will know that you have one of those NFTs, so that is nice for ape holders. They're always rewarding the early ape holders and the Bored Ape Kennel Clubs as well. So it's just going to be a nice way to help you differentiate yourself from the crowd. The other thing that is different from Dookie Dash game is that anyone can actually play the Forge game. Now, if you're playing the Forge game, obviously you're not going to get a free heavy metal that you can upgrade and go on to the next evolution. You will be able to play the game, but obviously not being able to progress to the next evolutions and stuff like that. So that is allowing more people to experience the game and have a bit of fun. So probably the meta for this game is to see whoever got the most votes for the day, and then just copy whatever they did with their forge. So that's probably one of the better strategies you can do at the start. And also, the other thing you probably want to do is to join these groups and guilds. So there's been groups and guilds forming around this game where people are going to be helping each other, sharing strategies, and obviously sharing votes. If you want to join my one, I'll leave a link for my group in the description. If you want to join, we're just going to be sharing insights, sharing alpha and stuff like that in Twitter. Looking out past this game, there's going to be 3 seasons, and with each season you're going to get one of these amps. And once you've collected your 3 amps, you're going to be able to partake in the Rift. So the Rift is something they've talked about throughout their lore for a while. So the Rift is coming up at the end of the game. So this game looks like it's going to go on for quite a while, which is nice. We're not going to have to be quitting our jobs or taking time off work to play this game. It's going to be very casual. Just play a little bit in your free time every day, maybe 10 minutes a day or something like that. And in the Rift, you're going to be partaking in some epic battles against raid bosses. So that's what they're teasing for whatever's coming up after this game. So you are just constantly working, constantly coming out of these cool little mini games that keep us engaged and keep us excited until finally they can drop the other side 100% fully. But these games look like they're going to be persistent games. When I'm talking about Legends of the Mara and the Heavy Metal Forge game, they look like they're going to be somewhat persistent, unlike Dookie Dash, which was kind of just more of a one-off game. I will definitely be sharing my own gameplay from this game once the game actually goes live at the end of today. So make sure you're subscribed so you can see that gameplay footage if you want. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed the video. See you later.